everything. Like, I wrote the play, like, over a few days, and the school just, like, totally pushed it front and center, which is, like, why are you, like, it was the Anteb Israeli, what are they called? Athletes, like Olympic athletes. And so, like, I did a play about that kind of hostage rescue situation and so on. And it was weird that a Catholic school propped it up. So now, like, looking back, I'm like, wow, the apparatus is quite strong. So I'm like, how does one address this kind of, I don't know, evil corruption? Like, why can't we just win by being better? And I want a mathematical answer. And I just feel myself getting angry, like Christian Bale on the set of Terminator. He's like, what do you mean we didn't see the light? I want a fucking answer. You know, and that's how I feel. And it's kind of like shitty, because I'm like, oh, incoming airstrike.
Start wearing that tin hat, bro. You don't want them to read your mind, do you?
That's why I will wear something that makes my whole head into an antenna, and then.
I'm reading an article from Good Morning America. This one's dated to July 2025. So this is last year before this release. It says the 3-page index is a report generated by FBI that lists the evidence inventoried by federal law enforcement during the multiple investigation into his conduct, his being Jeffrey Epstein's. According to that index, the remaining materials include 40 computers and electronic devices, 26 storage drives, more than 70 CDs, and 6 recording devices. The devices hold more than 300 gigabytes of data, according to the DOJ. The evidence also includes approximately 60 pieces of physical evidence, including photographs, travel logs, employee lists, more than $17,000 in cash, 5 massage tables, blueprints of Epstein's island and Manhattan home, 4 busts of female body parts, a pair of women's cowboy boots, and 1 stuffed dog, according to the list. So, what else is there?
Yeah, that stuffed dog is a smoking gun right there.
Oh, this part. In a joint memo released last week, this is last year in July, the FBI and DOJ argued that, quote, a large portion, end quote, of the records included photographs of victims and child pornography. According to the DOJ, the evidence includes images and videos, that's a quote, of victims who appear to be minors, and, quote, over 10,000 downloaded videos and images of illegal child sex abuse materials and other pornography, end quote, and a large volume of images of Epstein. Authorities also concluded that Epstein did not maintain any client list or blackmail prominent individuals. There's so much
nothing
stuff.
Nothing to see here except these mountains of data. No, but it's not evidence of a list. You see, Elliot, you're just reading it wrong.
There's so much that they haven't released. Like, there's probably tons of videos and photos that nobody has seen yet, and probably shouldn't see.
Maybe we have to use a key word specifically. Like, it's not a blackmail list; it's a blackmail album. You know, maybe we're just not using the correct.
In my tinfoil hat moments, I look at an event like this where there's this massive scandal going on that's absorbing everybody's attention and all the front pages, and I'm thinking, I wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Is it like the South American Contras? Is there like some sort of other thing? Like, hey, when Monica Lewinsky dropped, so did the Contra affair, right? So what did we miss during this whole shit show?
Right.
Hey, pay no attention to the wisdom.
I don't even think there's any real effort being put into covering any of this up anymore. I think there's a bit of a blasé-ness around, you know, whoever kind of runs these sort of things or is involved in these things. Like, I'm on the list. So what? Nothing will happen, you know.
Yeah. So like, as a person who's like trying to operate with the startup and so on, like it's gonna just be so hard to like navigate forward and just pick and choose who you like. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Before we have a meeting, I gotta check if you're on the list. Hold on.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Which devil are you willing to shake hands with?
There is a public reaction, like, you know, before the markets opened, like pre-trading environment, which is a weird phrase, pre-trading. You know, the stocks of PayPal dropped like fucking Wile E. Coyote went over a cliff and just went. You just look at it just goes straight down, dude.
Yeah, like, and here's the thing. Elon's like, yeah, I've never been to the island. No, Elon, please say it accurately. You wanted to go to the island, and Epstein dumped you. Like, that's what the actual files show. They say, oh, sorry, Elon, we don't have time for you. And I'm like, and that's kind of like, okay, you never went to the island. You should have been a little bit more specific, or you should have just not fucking said anything. Because now that's just weird. Like, come on.
He got rejected from Pedo Island. Like, that's fucking...
Yeah, watch CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla does a whole thing about this. It's like, what? Really?
Oh yeah, Sam, my son Sam turned me on a CoffeeZilla. He does some good stuff.
Yeah, and the weirdest thing is like, oh, you know, Bill Gates gets his wife sick, so then he gets blackmailed to make a donation to MIT. And I'm like, what? Like, why is that the mechanism? And it seems like such an unnecessary web, but it's also like confusing by construction. I feel like it's confusing on purpose, so then it always seems crazy and like.
They didn't really give the full trail to that $2 million. It just seems that there was sort of a donation, which is really odd. I'm looking without a whole lot of explanation, even though the previous paper trail that they're showing seems to imply that it was some kind of a, like, in other words, very Trump-like the way that he words stuff. He's not actually saying you need to pay me this amount of money, but instead of, you know, I would consider paying you this amount of money. That would help.
Yeah, like I would consider doing this, but you know, if I were to direct you, and if I was advising you, and if I was you in this situation, I'd probably consider making a donation to this lab. And it's like that's just, it's, yeah, just disappointed in humanity. No wonder the aliens don't talk to us, okay, guys? See, this is why we can't have nice relationships with aliens.
There you go.
Yeah, the aliens from the Jodie Foster movie.
I'm not an illegal alien. Listen to me.
The aliens from that Jodie Foster movie showed up, looked around, and were like, "Fuck that! Let's close access to this wormhole."
Yeah, the aliens are worried about coming here and getting anally probed. That's what they were scared about.
If we had regular aliens, I don't think they'd actually be illegal. I don't think there's any universal law. Brings a good point. I think aliens can come here legally.
Yeah, they're clever enough to don't.
Wouldn't that be fucking wild if aliens from Alpha Centauri were given a clear path to citizenship over people from South America? Like that's
Holy shit.
that would be like, okay, time to fucking nuke some people.
Okay, they may not be able to get it from America. They can certainly go to like the Atlantic Ocean, right?
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that, because apparently that's a thing. There is like a fast track for extraterrestrials from all the silly stuff that I've been reading. I'm like, what? There's like, and like Russia has what is it? It's not the nuclear football or whatever. They have the equivalent of like the alien football, which has a list of all current alien residents. And Medvedev, the former president and prime minister of Russia, which, you know, Russia always does weird things like that, said it like on live TV when asked. He's like, oh yeah, we have a suitcase for alien, yes. And everyone's like, is he joking? Is he not joking? And you go down that rabbit hole, it makes that question not so ridiculous.
But it like, I mean, I don't really know what the whole all the statutes and laws are under maritime law, but the way I understand it, it's like maritime law sort of governs like a lot of what different countries do in space, you know, in theory at least. Then like, well, okay, I mean like under U.S. law, an alien is defined as, you know, anyone who is not a citizen or a U.S. national. It's not a citizen of the United States or a U.S. national. So that kind of just applies to like almost everybody on the planet, which I guess would include aliens from outer space.
So what's the difference between a citizen and a U.S. national? Out of curiosity.
U.S. national is like, you know, somebody who lives on like the Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico, places like that.
Like they don't have voting rights, right?
DC is got kind of an interesting case. I'm sure Pro could speak to this. DC doesn't have like, there's no mayor in DC. I don't think they have like, you know, I mean, they're not a state. You know, they don't have like a local police force. I don't think.
We definitely have the mayor.
Oh, sorry, I must be misremembering something. There's something.
We don't have a governor. Because it's not a state.
Oh, okay, that's the one. Okay, that's the one. Okay.
Mayor Browser is pretty popular too. She's like a national celebrity.
So nationals get like the really short end of the stick. So they're basically, they can move around like citizens, but they're not allowed to vote. And they do get a U.S. passport, but the passport has to say U.S. national. And so if they want to like actually get voting rights, they have to go through an immigration process. And so this is often applied to American Samoa, places like that. Whereas it's just there's like a weird class distinction to the U.S. territories, and some of them, like Puerto Rico, get Commonwealth status, and some of them are still U.S. nationals, and it's just something that Congress hasn't wanted to fix over the last 100 years.
Because it helps them launder money.
Well, some of it's just straight racism too. You know, like they didn't want. I mean, that was where the whole territory system came from anyway, from the Spanish American War. It was like, oh, we can't have all these brown people